Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the card forecast for Capricorn for the month of August, including late July 2025. So Capricorn, we are currently in the zodiac sign of Leo, which means the element is fire. So lots of forward moving progress, lots of action, lots of positive stuff coming through. If you've been stuck with something, this is when it kind of moves forward in these fire times as of Leo. So you are in your 8th house of receivership. So receivership's all about what you receiving all sorts of things, finances, money, partnership exchange as well is big in here, where you may get sort of honoured by your partner in terms of giving you back what you've given. You get what I mean? It's ruled, the 8th house is ruled by the planet Scorpio, which is all about emotions as well. Lots of sort of taboo subjects come up in the 8th house: sex, drugs, rock and roll, all that kind of stuff that in our culture we find a bit, well, we don't really talk about it, or we do, and sometimes it can come across as inappropriate for some people, but it's all that kind of energy. That deep emotional scorpionic energy is the 8th house. So your message and energy is around the 3 of Cups. So it's celebration time. Could be celebration for some of you, could be pregnancy for some of you, because 2, a partnership plus 1 can often mean a pregnancy is in the offing. It's also a great time to celebrate, get out and enjoy yourselves. Although I know Capricorns, you are the workaholic of the zodiac, and that's how you like it, so that's how it is. So the 3 of Cups, let's see this little journey and these messages for you, Capricorn, where you are right now. Decisions to be made. Pentacles. So Pentacles is earth, it is your realm. So making decisions about moving forward with something. Also, just a nice reminder that things are going along quite nicely for you, juggling things very easily. With a lot of fluidity coming in. There may be other projects that are waiting in the wings, ready to be, that you're thinking of sort of implementing, and this may be the time when you get this 2 of Pentacles, is to start and move forward, because the hardest thing is the decision, and then you find once you've made that decision, things just roll on quite smoothly, rather than pre-decision. It's always like, will I, won't I, and it's a sort of procrastination. But being Capricorn, and this card is positive in that you will make that decision, or something will come in as an added extra bonus for you that you've been probably plotting and planning for a while. So let's have a look, and see what the influencing card is going to bring. Remembering too that the influencing card not only influences your 2 of Pentacles here, but it influences the lot of the reading, everything. So it's quite a key card. So let's see what that is. 5 of Wands. So lots of activity going on. Lots of navigation is required with the 5 of Wands. It could be arguments about projects or things in the family, things like that, or everything sort of coming at you at once, and you just sort of thinking, well, there's all these obstacles and red flags. How am I going to get myself out of this mess? Well, the answer is navigation. So navigating your way through the obstacles. And because we are in Wands time, which is fire, which is Leo, that will be a lot easier, even though you may find with 5s often, 5s are change, represent change. So it could be that you just have to push on through and really hone your skills as a navigator to get through this busy, often convoluted sort of period that the 5 of Wands does bring. So I think you're going to be in for quite a busy time. So you're just going to have to navigate well this month, which you can do. Let's look at the background of the situation. So we're looking June, July, what was going on, and it still holds weight today. And we have the Chariot, big card, big energy, and this was the Cancerian time, and this is the card for Cancer. So literally about sort of realigning your discipline, especially Capricorn, your emotional discipline. And that's how, you know, sometimes everything comes at once, or there's all these things that you feel like they're piling on, and then this card, the Chariot, comes in to sort of say to you, just hang on a minute, you need to get all your ducks in a row, you need to be disciplined about this, practically and emotionally. So, you know, I call it the road trip card. So if you're going on a road trip in your vehicle, you need to do certain things in order that you don't get stuck somewhere, oil, petrol, or anything that you have failed to sort of detail will come up. So therein lies the discipline factor of the Chariot. So, and emotionally as well, you've got to be up to the trip, because this is a movement card, actually, the Chariot. So it's about, in order for you to move forward, you need to tick that list of, have I done everything? Am I emotionally disciplined in myself to deal with what's coming? Because this is a big card. Say no more. So something's going on, there's movement coming in, Capricorn, which is good. It can also be travel, but normally it's sort of road travel. So it's a long, sort of drawn out process where a lot of hiccups can appear. Okay, if you're not disciplined, but you will be. Recent influences. Judgment, second chances, karmic debt has been cleared. Now, I know some Capricorns, I know it's been a bit of a rocky road in terms of, you know, just things coming up. Karmic debt with other people, which sort of means, you know, other people in your workplace or your family even can sort of be, you know, you may be indebted to them or feel indebted to them in a certain way, or they're behaving in ways that you find difficult because it's hampering your progress. Well, then you, with this Judgment card, you have a karmic debt that is cleared. So it's like you've paid all your karmic dues. You don't owe anyone anything. You just got to get out there, be emotionally disciplined, be practically disciplined, and do it. And you've got the second chance here to do that. So that's a wonderful card to get, especially if you've been struggling with, you know, opposition, people at work, you know, just people you work with that are constantly, you know, creating sort of roadblocks, or, you know, just being pains basically. But unfortunately we have to learn to navigate these people, and here we have the clearance of your debt to these people. Just get on and do your thing. Let's see the lesson. And the Eight of Swords, giving your personal power away. So this really links in very strongly with the Chariot and with Judgment. It's like maybe that's been what you've been doing. You've been kind of saying, oh, well, you know, but I'm doing this. This is how I look at the job or whatever. But then you end up giving too much, and then you're not receiving anything. So once again, we go to the 8th house and think giving and receiving. So don't give your personal power away. You need to toughen up a bit and go, you know what, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm going to kind of keep my power for myself, because obviously there's been disturbances, especially mental disturbances, where you come up against people who perhaps aren't as sort of solid as you are, and they're flimsy and they don't put in an effort, and you feel like you have to carry them. Well, when you've got the 8 of Swords, that's when you sort of say, no, enough's enough. I'm sorry, I'm just not, they can carry themselves. But it's a release mentally too, to go, yeah, okay. But you need to learn that, actually. We all do, and it comes up and it's horrible, because all we have to do is speak up. But that's sometimes really difficult for some people, especially younger people, navigating the world, the jobs and all that kind of thing. You know, we just have to learn to say no, especially with work stuff, because there are people there that will be happily carried and do everything for themselves. Okay, so that's a good one to get and a good one to remember. No is a good word sometimes. Okay, near future, and we have Page of Cups, so reignition of love, sparks, feeling great emotionally again, sort of getting that spark back where you just sort of feel, and with Capricorn especially because you are earth sign people, the emotions kind of, you know, are at the back. They're like, yeah, well, I'll deal with that later. That's really nothing that I can manage in my daily business. So, but when this comes in, this little Page of Cups, it's about talking about, you know, just replugging in your emotional sort of plug. It's also can be, because you have got the Three of Cups here, for some of you this can be the incoming child that it's not yet born, but if you're pregnant, newly pregnant, here comes this water sign, emotional, so a big emotional kick coming in for you as well, particularly those people that may be newly pregnant. Okay, let's see what's happening that you're not realising. The World, so the end of a cycle has come. So all the struggles, all the lessons that you've had to learn, everything in the past sort of 8 months really has come to an end. And how interesting it is that this is the 8th house of receivership. So now that sort of whole sort of wheel, or that sort of whole cycle has finished now. So you've got new energy coming in. And that cycle is gone, so you can just focus on the future, knowing that you have learnt an awful lot about a lot of things. How others see you. 9 of Cups, wish card. So other people see you gifted, fantastic, seeming to get everything that you want. Your wish card is there. Other people have a different way of viewing you, Capricorn. They see you as somewhat blessed, but then mind you, Capricorns do put in an awful lot of energy to their work and how they sort of go about their life. So it's no surprise that we've got this 9 of Cups there, as other people see you as that. It's sort of like that gifted wish card energy that other people will look at you. They don't see all the struggles and the BS that goes on really, because you just sort of, your little goats, you just get to the top of that mountain no matter what happens. So lovely card actually to be seen as, but in reality, Capricorn, you know very well that you have struggles just like the next guy. Okay, let's move on to what you're feeling positive about. The 10 of Cups. Brilliant. Feeling good in yourself. And if you're not feeling good emotionally, well, you should be. This is the card to sort of say, love yourself first, and then loving others is easy. But if you're expecting somebody else to kind of make that 10 of Cups for you, like make you sort of add value to you, disappointment lurks there, because it's like, well, no, love yourself first, and then love will come, and that connection is really secure. But otherwise, if you're expecting other people just to shower you with love and everything, and you don't have to do anything, or if it's vice versa, it looks like doing really well. But just to remember emotional discipline as well there, where you cannot get love from others really if you don't love yourself first, because then you kind of get into that rescuer sort of mode, or they're rescuing you. They love you so much that that's fine, but then you have to go back to self. I hope that makes sense. It's a bit of a difficult card to read sometimes. People call it the marriage card, but as we know, marriage in terms of how we are now in the 2025s, it's got a lot of different connotations to what it had, say, to the grandparents, the great-grandparents, and those who went before us. Okay, enough with that. Let's see the outcome. And we have the Nine of Swords, so fear for fear's sake. Once again, you know, that mental stuff kicking in, where you start worrying about things you don't need to worry about. That's a normal human response as well. But you need to remember that if you're just generating fear for no reason. But we all do it, and these days it's the scourge of our society, that mental sort of health stuff where you're constantly worrying. You get rid of one worry, you find another thing, and it mounts up. So please don't worry. Okay, I'm going to put an oracle card on that Nine of Swords just to give you hopefully a G up to see what's underneath that worry for worry's sake. Let's have a look. And we have the dog. Don't we all love a dog? So 19. Yeah, their dogs are always there, aren't they? Loyalty, sincerity and unconditional love. The dog is the most loyal animal to human beings. When the dog appears on your path, he reminds you of this trait. Are you steadfast with your loved ones, or are you true to yourself and your dreams? Do you act with sincerity? It's important to do so now, for good fortune comes with the faithful dog as your companion. The dog loves sincerely without condition, is happy to be part of a pack. Think about how you function in your community. Are you a loyal team player? Another issue the dog asked you to consider is the loyalty of others. If someone is being insincere, move on, because he or she isn't meant to be in your pack. Ask the dog for a sign and your answer will be shown. The dog energy lives in your heart, so look there. I love that, especially because what we've talked about here, Capricorn, for you guys, it's a real, you know, everyone sees you as this mover and shaker, but of course, like everybody else on this planet, it comes with our own mental sort of balancing and fears and struggles. Thanks so much for listening, Capricorn. I wish you a very happy 4 weeks.